Hello everyone, I'm Colin Canet. Today I've got an assortment of tips and tricks for you that'll hopefully make your time in the workshop even more fun. Today I'm going to do a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to do is make a little stand to keep my epoxy glues upside down because they're half empty and I have to keep them laying on their side. Otherwise it takes so long for the glue to run down the bottom. And you can do that with any kind of glue as long as you make sure you've got a good stopper on them. And while I'm over at the drill press, I'm going to show you some really cool tips and tricks with the hole saw. So let's go over there and get started. Before I get started drilling the holes for my glue bottles, I want to show you this. I have my hole saw installed in my drill press and I'm going to drill a hole here. And I'm going to drill 4 little pilot holes around it. And the difference it makes for drilling out holes is just remarkable. It's something you'll need to try. So now, all I've done now is I've just marked where the pilot holes want to be, and they can be on the inside or the outside or right in the middle. In this case, I'm going to drill them right in the middle. And they need to go right through, and you can see that this drill will go right through. And if you need your holes to be nice and clean, you would put them on the inside. Now watch how easy this drills out. And that's what that looks like. Even with the holes drilled through the center, it still looks pretty clean. And you know what? For a hole saw, that was such an easy way of drilling holes. You really need to try it to see what a difference that makes. The next thing I'm going to show you is what do you do when you have a hole that's too small. You've drilled a hole that's too small. And there's a few things that you can do. You can put a piece of wood on top, you can nail it or screw it or glue it, and then just drill straight down, or you can put it underneath and then you can re-drill with your same hole saw, and that way you can get it centered. Or you can do what I'm going to do, and that is to take your plug, or in some cases you may have to make a new plug with the same drill bit, and then all you'd need to do is fill it with, in my case, I'm just going to use a little bit of my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to fill that hole and just wait for a couple of minutes and it will center. It's nice because it centers it on there, and then you can go right back in and re-drill that same hole with that plug when that hardens. And when I come back here, we'll drill that out. Now in this case, I'm just going to mark it, and my drill isn't going to go all the way through, so I'm just going to quickly hand drill that, and we'll come back and then I'll put that hole through. And my plywood's made a little bit of a mess because the top veneers come off, but you'll get the idea anyway. And there you go. Nice clean hole, and the bit didn't move around because we used the old core as our center pilot hole. Okay, well now that you've seen those things, let's get started on this little stand here. And I'll speed this up because you've already seen some of this. And I am going to drill the little holes on this hole saw, so I speed up those holes a little bit. There's my little holes, and I've just taken a moment to sand those down a little bit, and they fit in there nicely. What I need to do now, the easiest way to make these is to just laminate a couple pieces of wood. So off camera, I just cut a little piece for that. And because I happen to have my hot glue gun handy, I'm just going to use that. and glue this on here, because there isn't any sort of heavy duty gluing that we need to do here. This will be more than enough, and it'll be dry and hard pretty quickly too. So let that sit for a couple of minutes, and I'll take that over to the sliding miter and we'll just trim that off. We'll be able to put some sides on that. What I need to do now, because I need to drill a hole in this for the top to go into, well, look at this. We're making the entire project on the drill press table. That's a first for me. I'm going to stay with the hot glue while I've got it here, and put that little bit of that on one side. I'm just going to hold that for a moment because it's not going to take long to harden up. It should be pretty much done now. Do the same on the other side. That way we'll get it nice and level. There we go. Got a little bit of squeeze up there. I'll wait till that dries and I'll take that off. And that's it. It's done. And that's, now you need to, if you're going to do something like this, you need to check to make sure that your bottles are not going to leak. And there's the other bottle there. And that's exactly what I need. That's going to be just perfect. What I have here is a screw that I've snapped off, and I'm going to use my plug cutter and cut a hole around it, and then I'm going to ease it out with a drill. And if any of you are not familiar with a plug cutter, that's what it looks like, and I'm just going to go ahead and drill that out now. There, I just dug the wood out with my awl, and what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to use the end of my drill, and there's no bit in it. I'm going to use that to grab on to the what's left of that screw, and it's going to spin around a little bit while I tighten that up. But then when I put the drill in reverse, watch this. Look at that. What a quick, easy way of getting screws or nails that the heads have been broken off and they're hard to get out. And of course, that plug, you can then refill that plug with a little bit bigger size dowel or another plug. Well, that concludes my video for today. Now I need to go find a place for my little epoxy stand. Thanks for being with me today.